start here. So, it's an informal session where we go to breakout room and we can have conversation with different panelists and attendees can be on all ages. Sometimes it's a good occasion to see some old friends. It happened to me last time, so it may also happen to you. And so the example of discussions, right, is as mentioned in the advertisement. So it can be career and job search tips. So as you will see, you have people from laboratories, from university, from industry, administration. We don't have people from government in this particular panel. You can talk about education or research advice. So how do you start a class? What are the challenges of doing teaching and research together? How do you select research topics? What are good rules to make presentation? What are specific MPE research areas that are hot at the moment? Why are you working on what you're doing? Same kind of questions for different math or computational science or data science disciplines. And then, as I mentioned, how do you balance hobbies, family, parents, friends, fun? Do you ever laugh in your everyday life? Any continent-specific questions. Many of us are foreigners in the country that we're living in. And so, or country-specific questions. Tips on funding, again, that varies usually with countries and organization. Tips on how to write research proposals. How do you contact program managers? How do you fundraise? How do you end up writing a paper? I always have a hard time finishing the papers. I never have the time. Does that mean you have to work on weekends, or can I do a 9-to-5 job? Publication, journals, editorial job. How do you maintain codes? How do you make sure that you share knowledge, share data? How should I use social media? How do you decide what kind of service you do? What are the leadership experience you have in your field? How does SIAM work? SIAM rules, how can I get involved more with SIAM, in particular with MPE, but so mathematics of planet Earth, but also other activities. And then, suggestion for future SIAM MPE. Maybe you think that our group needs to do all kinds of new things. So there will be elections coming soon for the next leaders. And that might be a good time, but you can also do it now. If you have great ideas, we'll try to implement them. And so here are some of the example of questions. So this was the topics. Now let's say if you don't know what questions to ask. So do you have tips for job applications? How did you find your job? How much money do you make? How do you find an industry position related to SIAM MPE? Are you happy? How do you identify impactful research topics? What are key future areas for mathematics of planet Earth? What about data sciences and machine learning? I don't know about that. Should I learn more? What is a good educator? How can you be a good advisor? Can you learn how to teach? I'm really scared. I don't know if I want to become an academic person, but maybe how do you start a company? Can you have a family life and fun hobbies if you do research? Do you have fundraising tips, research proposal tips? What are things I should avoid? When should I write a paper? Some people think it's better to write a paper right away, even if you have no results yet. Others say you write when you have results. How do you get, can I become a reviewer and an editor? I'm interested in starting a new topical issues for a journal. How do I do that? What are good or less good services or leadership experience you had? How can I get involved with SIAM, right, as I mentioned before, etc. And so, and as I mentioned, what are future MPEs activities that we should do? Maybe what we're doing is no good and we need to do something else. So constructive complaints are always useful. So how it will work, right? There will be breakout rooms and panelists. So the panelists are here, and I'll just go one by one, and they organize by alphabetic order. And since I talk more, I'm at the end, so I can be as short as I want. But the first panelist is Julie. So if you can, each one of you will go by alphabetic order, and you can say a few words about you. That would be great. So Julie, you can go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. So I'm a statistician in a national lab, and so I'm happy to talk about national labs, several national labs. Being a statistician also in a national lab, it's not always a mainstream topic, for instance, in a national lab, and how you deal also with applications, fundings, because funding is a big deal in labs, and maybe work-life balance somehow.
Thank you. And she's also one of the SIAM MPE officers, so we're very happy to have her with us. And Nanchen.
Hi everyone, I'm Nan. So I'm from University of Wisconsin-Madison, and I'm in Department of Mathematics, but I'm also affiliated with data science. And my background was applied math and atmosphere and ocean science. And so I can talk more about university career and work-life balance or any interdisciplinary research in applied math and climate science. I'm specifically working on stochastic models, UQDA, and combining physics with data, with statistics, with mathematics.
Great, thank you. Tryon.
Hello, my name is Tryon. I'm at Virginia Tech in the Department of Mathematics. I've been here for 22 years. I can talk about, I'm doing computational fluid dynamics, reduced order modeling. I'm interested in ocean flows and atmospheric flows as well. I can talk about lab and university careers, teaching. I like what Julie said about work family balance. I guess we're on the same page here. And you know, working in the US, coming from Europe, I'm Romanian. Funding, I can talk about this, and you, anything else that you can think of.
Thank you very much, Tryon. So yeah, Mossy is not there because she's stuck. It was an accident on in traffic. So maybe Richard, if you're there, you can say a few words since you'll be representing SIAM.
Of course, thanks, Pierre. And hopefully Moss will be able to take over for me at some point. My name is Richard Moore. I'm the Director of Program Services at SIAM. And I came to this position from a faculty position, so I guess I can provide some advice in terms of growing a career in the mathematical sciences. But my primary role here is to discuss the ways that SIAM can support your efforts in research, in careers, in forming a community, a network to build a satisfying career in the mathematical sciences. So I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you, Richard. So yeah, hopefully Moss will be able to come. She was not in the accident, right? She's just stuck. And so next person is Mauro Perego. Sorry.
I'm Mauro Perego. I work at Sandia National Labs in the Center for Computing Research. Been here, working here for 11 years now. I come from Europe, so I can talk a little bit about that, in particular what means to be a foreign nation in a national lab, especially some like Sandia's. You can have a kind of specific set of challenges. I work on a climate application, particular sheet modeling, and so I can talk a little bit about that, about what it means to apply your research to application, balance between research and more like kind of engineering kind of work. Can talk about the work-life balance as well, and yeah, let's see. I serve as a associate editor for a couple of journals. So if you're interested in those kind of roles, we can also discuss that.
Thank you very much, Mauro. So Georg.
Yes, hi, I'm Georg. So I'm a professor at NYU, so I'm in academia as well. I'm trained as an applied and computational mathematician, and I'm just basically use topics that are related to the math of planet Earth as kind of an excuse or a motivation to kind of develop algorithm methods, new tools, new things in uncertainty quantification, to kind of say something about these kind of applications in geoscience / the math of planet Earth. So here you can see the list of things I'm happy to talk about. So it's basically not too different from all the other people. So yeah, if you just stop by, you can ask me any question. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Georg. And so Erdal.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Erdal Yılmaz. I work at a robotaxi company. I come from applied physics background and have worked previously at a semiconductor company, finite modeling and simulation of some mechanical devices and packaging. Over time, moved over to different sensing technologies and particularly robotics. And something about underwater robotics basically made me interested in this particular field. But recently I changed towards robotaxi and still working on some physics problems. Radar imaging is currently my focus, like doing physically based rendering. I can talk about R&D projects that I have worked on in the past 10 years and how you can apply your skill sets to different industry problems. And I made different career transitions, started as a design engineer and now working as a software engineer. So I can talk about like how, what are the best strategies in making those transitions basically.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Erdal. So last person is me. So I'm the chair of SIAM MPE. So I can talk a little bit about that. University education. I work in data assimilation, UQ, reduced order modeling and machine learning with application to ocean modeling. And then I can talk about similar things that everybody else. So presentation, funding, administration, service, etc. And originally the French accent comes from Belgium. So I'm from Belgium. And yeah, so thank you very much. And among the attendees, any questions at this stage?